What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Welcome to what is a brand new video. Now today we're doing another car review on something which is very special. Behind me we have the BMW M4 Competition, and this is the topic of today. So I really hope you do enjoy this video. Let's get into it. So we're going to kick it off with the exterior. Now the M4 is a very slick looking car. At the same time, it's quite aggressive, but it's also quite minimalistic. Now this being the Competition, you have a blacked out kidney grille, an M4 badge right there, an M specific bumper with all these flaps around here, and coming around to the side, of course, you have LED headlights that comes standard 19-inch Competition specific rims. These rims you can only get, or you could only get, with the M3 and M4 Competition. I say you could because remember the new M4 just came out. So coming round to the side, the black theme continues. So you have this M4 vent slat right here, which is blacked out, M specific mirrors. Oh, by the way, the white paint, very cloud like white paint, which finishes the car really well. So moving on, carbon fiber roof, which comes as standard even on the normal M4. Remember, this one is the Competition. So again, 19-inch rims around the back. So coming around the back, you have a carbon fiber boot lip spoiler. Around the back you have a blacked out M4 badge. So the black theme, remember, again down here you have blacked out quad tail pipes. Now remember what I said, it looks aggressive, but it's done in a very nice way. So these pre-facelift tail lights, there was a facelift after this car, but nonetheless it still looks amazing. So all round I really do love the look of this car. So a coupe, remember, so which means, okay, it's locked on this side. Let's come around the other side. So being a coupe, we have frameless doors. So with that being said, let's jump into the interior. So I'm gonna just put away my DSLR camera right there. So first things first, you have an M4 badge on the door seals, electric memory seats. So these M4 and M3 Competition specific seats, you know this how? Because of the holes right here. In the normal M4 you won't find these holes, you can only find them in the Competition. So an M badge right there on the backrest, which illuminates in the dark. So at night this illuminates and lights up. So jump in, we're jumping inside. So the M steering wheel with these very slim pedal shifts, but they feel really good. I do love it. I love the steering wheel. I love this opening right here, this hole on the steering wheel. You have an M badge down here. So you have these grayish dials that came specifically in the M3 and M4, even the non-competitions, and also in the M2 they started using these dials. So yeah, you're greeted by an M4 badge right there in digital. So this display right here is semi-digital, semi-analog, but it's more of an analog, because down here you can have, let's just try and put on the car, I'll show you guys. So you have multiple information down here, your trip, the mileage of the car, and so on. So that's what you have down here on the digital part. So your fuel, oil temperature reading, and obviously your rev counter and speedo. So in the competition, I believe carbon fiber came as standard. So you have carbon fiber on the dash and carbon fiber down here on the center console. So iDrive 5, I believe the screen is touch screen. You can also use the swivel wheel to control your media and whatever that is offered on the screen. So I'm trying to be so quick because we're running out of light. It's late in the afternoon. It's just past 6, so 6 p.m. So Harman Kardon audio system. I love my audio systems. This system pushes about 450 watts of power, so it's quite powerful. So yeah, nonetheless, black interior. You can get the interior in multiple different colors. I know you can get it in a cream or whitish color, red of course, which many people like. In the convertibles, I've seen a brown or tan color. So this one comes in black, so all leather everywhere, soft material everywhere. No sunroof, of course, because of the carbon fiber roof. So if you opt for the carbon fiber roof, although it is standard, you can't get the sunroof. If you opt for the sunroof, you can't get the carbon fiber roof. So that's pretty much it with the interior and exterior of the car. So let's take a listen at how it sounds and go for a drive. Oh, by the way, before I forget, you have these M colors on the seat belts. Sorry about that, but this is a very cool feature which can't be missed out. So M colors on the seat belts, that is always a very nice touch. So let's listen to how it sounds. Yeah, sharp. How do you put it in manual?
Manual? Oh, manual is just the other way. No, so
that's
yeah,
manual.
It's manual.
Okay. So guys, driving the BMW M4. So this car is actually lethal. So I'm not gonna be doing anything crazy because experience. This car, I've seen so many people in crashes, accidents, all sorts of dramas and horrible things. So I'm just gonna tell you guys how it drives. But so far, I've experienced it for a little bit so far, and it pulls really hard, especially the torque. So underneath the hood, you have a 3-liter straight 6 twin turbocharged motor pushing out 444 horsepower, which is about 370 kilowatts, and all that power is going to the rear wheels. So that's why this car is really wild. So 7-speed MDCT dual clutch transmission, which shifts absolutely quickly, like it's so seamless. And what I like about it is that on upshifts it's actually quite aggressive. So there's this kick or this punch, and again you can really feel the torque, like I think it's about 550 Newton meters of torque, and you really feel it so damn well. So I'm just gonna try and drive it, guys, and tell you how it really feels. Oh, and also the backfires on the exhaust, the pops and bangs are actually so loud. Oh my word, the traction light is just flickering. It's just flickering, warning you to just back off the throttle a little bit. So there's a bit of a wet patch right here, which is, yeah, it can be quite dangerous in this car. You don't want to go foot flat. I don't know if you guys can hear the water ripples. So in manual mode, it actually shifts really quickly. traction light is just going on like crazy. Ups and banks sound really nice, no? Oh my word. So this car has, I think, a mechanical limited slip diff. So it makes the rear end just a little bit more controllable. But don't be fooled. Sorry to say that. Don't be fooled. One wrong move and you're in a ditch or you hit a tree or something. Okay, the sun is quite bright and I can't see where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go. Yeah, I'm going to put your photo there. It's just a ditch. Wait.
Where's the
manual
engine?
Hey, that thing is a hole, eh? That one is a hole.
I can usually when you do this in there.
Yeah, stop banana. Yeah, we're gonna for 6 stop by. Giving a background here.
Background. Okay, so guys, this is the conclusion for the M4 drive. How it feels like to be inside, to drive the car, the suspension, in terms of comfort, basically everything about the car I'm going to be concluding right here, because I felt like within the video when I was driving, I was too focused on driving the car and not informing you guys. So first things first with the M4 is that it's a very cool car. That goes without saying. Secondly, it is pretty quick. What you notice especially is the torque delivery. Like, you know, the feeling when a car pushes you back into the seat, it's so immense. And again, with the transmission, the gear shifts are so aggressive. I've experienced that a lot when it comes to dual clutches, but with the M4, like, it's really violent to a point where when it shifts at certain points, the traction light even comes on, like it flicks on to show how aggressive it is. Another thing, yeah, that has to do with traction. You can easily break traction with that car, but nonetheless, it is still controllable. I think simply because I wasn't driving the car to the limit, I could still feel that it is controllable. But I feel like on the limit, it would be a bit, not a bit, actually quite terrifying. In fact, when I first sat in the driver's seat, I was a bit terrified to drive the car because it actually feels big within the cabin, believe it or not. Yeah, there has been so many cars that you get in, immediately you're confident to drive the car. With the M4, it took some getting used to, but once I got it, it was pretty easy to drive. I just needed to be cautious while driving it. One thing about the suspension setup is so stiff. It's really stiff. But what's weird is that when driving the car, it feels quite comfortable. Like the ride feels really plush, both in sport mode and in normal drive mode. So I don't know how that comes to be, because I say this because when you hit bumps, you really feel a bump. And there's a point in the video, I'm pretty sure you guys noticed, we hit this undulation and it was pretty loud and violent. Like it shakes the entire car. It feels like the whole car is about to crack or break or something. It's it's quite noticeable when you hit a bump. So my conclusion on that, I think the suspension setup on the car is very stiff, but the seats are quite comfortable. I think that's the only explanation I can get to. The suspension itself has a stiff setup, but the seats are very comfortable to a point where even when driving the car, it feels really, really smooth. So I know there's a lot of arguments that raise up between, the M4 and the C63 or even the RS5. But what I can say is that the cars are unique in their own ways, but I think they're equally loud. Equally wild, not loud. Equally wild. Yeah, they're also loud. It's quite loud, especially the backfires, the pops. It's really, really loud, of which I love. So in terms of comparison with its competitors, I've also experienced the Mercedes C63S Coupe. So both cars are equally exciting, mad, wild, and all of that. I think it all goes down to which brand you prefer. So between those two cars, it just goes down to self-preference. So which one would I have between the two? I'd say both. Why not? So yeah, that's pretty much with the M4 video, guys. Really hoping you enjoyed it. And until next time, do subscribe to the channel for future content. Remember guys, subscribe as the red button just below the video. There's a big red giant button which is written subscribe. So click that, and also set your notifications on so that every time I post, you'll be alerted on your phone. So thank you for tuning in, guys, for this video. There's plenty of exciting videos coming up. Just wait for that. I'll catch you guys soon. Cheers.